Hey, welcome back to my channel. My name's Trinity and today I'm giving you guys another story. So when I was younger, I had about 3 babysitters, and I also was in daycare, which I am going to tell you something that happened at daycare because they're watching the kids basically babysitting, right? So I had this one babysitter, right? At the moment, she couldn't have been more than like 18 years old. So she was currently watching me and my sister. Was she watching my brother too? Oh my gosh. She would watch us, and now that I think about it, I feel like she wasn't qualified. Some of the things that she would do that I just could not stand, because she was cool, but at the same time, when you have that authority over kids, when you're pretty much a kid yourself, a teen, you kind of start to take things out of control here. You start to want to boss people around. You start to want to be their mama. You start to tell them what they can and cannot do. And even though she was a babysitter, I just felt like she was a little bit crazy. I remember sitting at the table and we were eating lunch, and I remember there was peas on there. I hate peas. Oh my gosh. We were eating and she would not give us any drink until we were done eating. Bruh. Like, why can't I have Kool-Aid with my meal? Like, why? We would sit there at the table and we would just be eating, and our throats would be really dry, and we would be wanting something to drink, and she would not give it to us because she felt like we weren't going to eat our food. So she was just like, oh, well, you can't drink anything until you eat your food. She would walk around the table and literally monitor us as we just nibble on our food, like, oh my gosh, we're so thirsty. It was the worst thing ever. And you guys, oh my gosh, after we ate our food, y'all, she gave us some Kool-Aid. She gave us some Kool-Aid, but y'all, the Kool-Aid was hot. She gave us hot Kool-Aid. Scorching hot Kool-Aid. Who drink hot Kool-Aid? Who drinks hot drink other than coffee and tea and drink that's supposed to be hot? Let me know. Let me know. It was scorching hot, like it was boiled and stuff. I don't know why the Kool-Aid was hot. I have no clue. All I know is me and my sister were just like, what? Not only that, you guys, I think my sister threw up. Oh my gosh, I feel like calling her right now. Man, it was just really sad. I didn't throw up because I was sipping on it, you know, like tea, swish, swish. Because my sister Crystal, she was just, you know, chugging. I guess she was really thirsty, but no, once I got the, this is kind of hot. I need to take it easy. Sip this like tea. It was really jacked up because I think she did it because me and my sister were, I mean, I guess you could say we were complaining a little bit. I mean, we were young, and our parents always gave us our food and something cold to drink beside our meals. So it was uncomfortable for us, so I guess that's why we were complaining. But I felt like she was being spiteful. We're young kids and you're giving us hot scorching Kool-Aid. Cherry Kool-Aid. Trifling. But it was this one time where she actually did have one of her boyfriends, male friends, guy friends, I don't really know, but it was a guy. He came to the house, and this was of course when her mom was gone. I mean, you know, and I just remember seeing them on the couch, and they were just kind of, you know, cuddling a little bit, and I was just kind of, you know, being little, I'm nosy, okay? Because I mean, I'm just a curious young little girl just trying to observe everything that's around me. And they were just on the couch kind of, you know, flirting, kissing, laughing. I really didn't think anything of it until her mom came home, and that's when I kind of realized, okay, she's getting in trouble. Me and my sister were in the room. You know what? Was my brother there? Was he even born? Like, what? But I do know me and my sister, we were in her room the whole entire time. The door was open, and that's how we were able to see what was going on in the living room area. So me and my sister, when her mom came home and she was getting yelled at, me and my sister were, you know, minding our own business. Well, Well, we weren't minding our own business. We was being nosy. It was just pretty much getting yelled at. And I guess the mom knew who the guy was, but she was yelling because she was supposed to be babysitting, and you know, she was trying to cake it up on the couch. And the reason why this is relevant is because later on I really felt like she took it out on me and my sister. You know, she started to shove me. She started to kind of be a little bit more physical with me after she was getting yelled at. You know, I'm short. I am short. As of right now, I stand before you 4'11" and a half. Let's just say 5 feet, all right? So I am short. So if I ever have a meet and greet or anything, I'm letting you know now, because people will always say, I thought you were a little bit taller. I am short, okay? Short. I know that y'all are just gonna be like, hey girl. I'm gonna be like, hey, hey. Anyways, at that moment, I was really small and cute and short, and she was just yanking me around, like giving attitude. She was really mean, and she definitely took her anger out on me after that, and it actually really did hurt my arm. Like, she needs to be really happy that there wasn't any type of bruise on my arm, because it would have been a problem. Yo, no lie, okay? I was working this job, okay? And at the call center, I was working there, and I'm minding my own business on my lunch break, and out of nowhere, this girl comes up to me, and she's just like, oh, hey. And I'm like, hey. And she said, I used to watch you. And I'm just looking at her like, oh, hey. Oh, I didn't notice you. You work here? It was just really, really awkward for me, because to look in the eyes of my babysitter that used to watch me years ago, and I'm grown now. I'm grown now. What you got to say now? What you got to say now, huh? What you got to say now? The first thing that I thought about when I saw her face and she revealed herself, I thought about boiling Kool-Aid. That's the first thing I thought about, boiling Kool-Aid. That's how traumatized I was, because as a little kid, y'all know back in the day, for me, it was around that time that, you know, Kool-Aid was the go-to. It was a go-to drink. It was cheap and it was sweet, okay? So, and my parents would make it all the time. You know what? And by the way, don't say red Kool-Aid. If y'all walk around saying red Kool-Aid and not cherry Kool-Aid, that's ghetto. And I think I know how it started, because for me, I have said red Kool-Aid before, especially when I was younger. And it was because my mom would have the cherry Kool-Aid in one container, and then we'll have like a blueberry flavored of Kool-Aid in another container. So if anyone was fixing my drink and they said, oh, you want some Kool-Aid? I would say most of the time, hey, yeah, I want the red Kool-Aid. I want red Kool-Aid. And that's probably how it started, and then people just kind of carry it all the way through until they're older, but it's cherry now. Anyways, now that we're done talking about the babysitters, I do want to let you guys know about a story that happened when I was in daycare. It's pretty much the same thing. I was in this daycare, and this is when I was younger. Me and my sister were, of course, there, and whenever, oh my goodness, and you know what, I blame my sister for this, and I'm gonna call up my sister. I'm gonna call up my sister and remind her about this one. But during nap time, the lights would be off, the music would be playing, and we would lay on the floor. Actually, you know, and thinking back on it, like, why did they have us laying on the floor, on the dirty floor? Why? What? It seemed okay at the moment when I was younger, but now that I'm older and what? Anyways, we were laying on the floor for nap time, and me and my sister would share this blanket. Me and my sister would share this one blanket, and we would be laying, and I would be on one end and my sister would be on the other end. I would be laying there going to sleep, and I'm guessing my sister is asleep, and somebody comes over to us, because I guess they're watching everyone. This lady, I don't know what her name was, I don't know who was in charge, but all I know was a lady, and she came over to me and my sisters, and she bent over and she put the blanket over my sister, because the blanket wasn't on my sister, it was only on me. I'm going back to sleep, and my sister takes the cover off of herself. pretty much as if she doesn't want any. She doesn't want any cover. That's why I was off in the first place. My sister takes the cover off of her, and I'm just laying there like, okay, well, whatever. And I go to sleep. Or at least I try. This lady walks back over to us. She hits me. Yes, she hits me. And I get up and I'm looking at her like, what did what did I do? And she said, stop trying to take the cover off your sister. You need to share.
Bruh.
Now, my sister didn't tell me that she didn't want any cover. She just moved them off of her, and I just assumed she didn't want any. So therefore, I didn't really say anything. I didn't really say, hey, she doesn't want any cover. Why can't my sister speak up to tell the woman that she doesn't want any cover? Hey, don't hit my sister. Me and my sister didn't have the best relationship when we were younger, but that's a different story. Before the lady walks away, she places the cover back over my sister. This is so jacked up, but once again, I'm laying down trying to go to sleep. Yep, you guessed it. My sister takes the cover off of herself again. Now at this point, I'm up, I'm ready, okay? I'm ready. I'm like, okay, Tree, just stay up, cause they gonna come back over here. You about to shut this down real quick, cause there ain't gonna be no more slackness, all right? So I'm up and I'm ready, and the lady is looking at me, and she does walk over. I tell her and I say, she doesn't want it. She doesn't want the cover. But she wakes up my sister, and then my sister gets up like she was sleeping. And then the lady's like, do you want cover? And then my sister says, oh no. I'm looking at my sister like, girl, like, why didn't you say something? You knew I was over here getting slapped. You knew I was over here getting hurt. Trifling, right? And I blame the lady. First of all, there were 2 people to 3 people over there supposed to be watching everyone. And why didn't you pick up on that? Like, why didn't you pick up on it? Like, what weren't you seeing? You were able to know when the cover was off of her. I can't believe that really happened to me, because it was just so weird. It was just like, man, I'm over here getting hit and accused for something that I'm not even doing. And not only that, my sister didn't even speak up for me when she knew I was over there getting slapped. So this is the end of my, I guess, mini story time of dealing with babysitters and daycares, and it was just bad. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to give me a thumbs up if you did enjoy, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I would really appreciate it, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.
Yeah, I just had to hop in real quick, you know, say what's up. Walked in, know her doing her thing.
Yeah, now get out my video. Shoo, shoo, shoo.
You better have me in your video.
I'll put you in it.
She is not shallow.